Hi, I'm here with actor, writer, comedian, and yogi Charlotte Fox, who is currently over in Mexico doing headstands all over the place. She hails from London and has escaped, by my reckoning, the COVID lockdown of the UK. Am I right? Nice to have you here, Charlotte. How are you?
I'm remarkably very well because I have escaped the current lockdown reality. So I'm just hiding away, doing chin stands on palm trees and just eating loads of tacos. So I can't complain.
It's so good to have you here. I have my sister has been so excited, and I'm so grateful to you, Becca, for getting managing to get you, Charlotte, to come and join us on the show. If you are interested in following Charlotte Fox, you'll find her at the Psychedelic Fox on Instagram, and we're going to post some more links there in the chat box for you to follow her. She's hilarious, and we've been following each other's little ride over the last few months, and I'm so excited to have you here with us. So you're hilarious. I love your videos. I love your take on life. You have had a very interesting journey. Tell me a little bit about you and your heart.
Oh, it's a deep question. We're going straight to the center already. I love it. The central channel. So I basically, I've kind of been hooked on humor since I was a very small girl. I ran up onto a stage when I was about 4 and like I didn't pronounce something correctly on the stage. I wanted to win a big bag of chocolate, and like the whole auditorium just laughed, hysterical laughter. And I remember it so vividly. I remember that moment of everyone laughing. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is really cool. And I felt this thing happen. And ever since then, I've just like done performing, dancing, performing arts at school and all that sort of stuff. And then I started to take it seriously. I went to drama school in Paris. I trained at a clown school, which was brilliant. We did a lot of mime, physical theatre, acrobatics. So my teachers were literally, guiding classes upside down. That was great. And then after that, I came back to London, started working as a performer. And then the work kind of got a little bit, how do I say, not sparse, but I just recognised that there was a certain hierarchy happening in the world, in the entertainment industry. So I started to write my own work. That was hugely empowering. As soon as I started to put the pen to the page, it was just like boom, 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 having this whole process unfold. So I started to make my own work. And ever since then, I've kind of had a bit more independency over my creativity. And I've been sort of performing. I mean, this year, I've been doing my online videos, been trying to keep things, alive as much as possible, keep the people entertained and energized. So and then I've been practicing yoga alongside that for 10 years. That's something that was a really big sort of what's the word, I don't want to say like my salvation, but it kind of was, because as a performer and artist, you do kind of get this severe imbalance in your headspace because you're getting rejections, acceptance, and it's quite a difficult space to navigate, especially when you're 19 and 20. Yoga really became a big pillar of my life, and it's been great. And I've been training, for a long time, and I did my teacher training a couple of years ago. So I teach yoga and meditation, but I like to teach it in a way that is, 1, very accessible, 2, funny and entertaining whilst being enlightening, and 3, I guess, taking the seriousness and pressure out of things. I think people arrive into a class or even into performances, with high levels of expectation and intensity and pressure and all these things, just like what's going on right now with lockdown and COVID. I mean, there's just like these conditioning forces that are quite meh. So we have to work to become channels for lightness. So that's a bit about me.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's so much there. I totally hear you. I actually did a comedy writing performance degree, and we did a clowning module. So I hear you on the clowning stuff. For me, that was the worst module ever. I didn't want to be a clown, but the guy who taught us was an excellent clown. I just didn't want to do it myself, so it was incredibly cringy to. But that's another story. And then I heard also this, like what I heard you say, which is just so similar, and I can relate so much, is in your quest for creativity, when you hit the page and you'd sort of made that, it or sounds like you made a decision, I'm going to write my own stuff. And you know, in that competition, and you're talking about a few years ago now, but as the internet has exploded, we're all being able to kind of, it's taken the power out of, like, you know, the BBC and all of that, you know, it's that kind of little kind of closed network where you have to go
Bubble, yeah.
gatekeepers to get our stories heard, right? So yeah, so I'm excited, right, by my own ability to write my own stories and my own creative expression, and that's evolving as yours is, son. And I'm almost hearing you as this kind of yogi clown, you know, like the sort of clown yoga. I mean, that's even, you know, that would probably be a thing, right? Let's do clown yoga.
What a genre.
Yeah, exactly.
Made my own genre, guys.
There you go, right? Comedy yoga. You know, I love it. It's so exciting. And some of the stuff you talk about, and you know, I saw a video of you the other day, and you were saying, I'm just about to go into was it the temple, the Buddhist temple? Were you about to
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tell us about
Changed
that.
my life.
Again.
Yeah. Just another, you know, another chapter to add to this book of life. It was amazing. So it was silent, removed of all devices and technology. Of course, the biggest distraction we all have is the screen. I just had these huge moments of revelation, you know, because we were meditating for 7 hours a day. And that's a long time. I usually meditate for half an hour to 45 minutes in the morning, but we were doing 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours early afternoon, 2 hours in the evening. So yeah, to be still and meditate for that amount of time, I mean, you just revealed, it's very exposing. You're exposed to yourself, you're exposed to your thoughts, you're exposed to what's going on in the peripheries of your mind, which can be quite a terrifying thing. But then you learn, okay, you know, this is particularly what I learned was, you know, how to stop seeking this kind of external validation, external permission from things, and being able to go, no, everything you have and everything you need is right here. You know, just give yourself that gift to be kind of present with yourself, but we don't, you know, so we just constantly doing other things. We rarely give ourselves that time. So I think the internet said it was unstable. I don't know if it's come back. So that was amazing. Another thing I noticed was that I think women can become more enlightened quicker than men, because all the guys in the class were basically asleep, and all the women were kind of looking at the guru with this adoration, just really kind of in the space of when we were giving our lectures. And the guys were just, you know, legs up on the wall, snoring, you know. And I'm like, come on, you know, but I can't do anything because it's silent. So I was sort of like giving them the look of like, guys, you know.
Out, right?
But yeah.
I love it.
It was amazing.
No, I love it. And that brings me back to something you said earlier about kind of how yoga helped you to balance this, I guess, the sort of holistic approach to being creative, because you know, I know that for myself, I can often, if I'm not careful, getting caught in the trap that I've been hanging my self-worth on something that I've put out into the world and the response that I get from it. And as soon as I realize I've done that, I know it because it feels gross. I feel gross. However much I get, it will never be enough, because I'm needing that external validation. But that meditation piece and that yoga piece, and I guess is what, I don't guess, I know is what gives us that kind of ability to kind of get internal validation. And that's why for me doing Hilarapy is so important to break and do the serious kind of connective therapeutic work with other people, and then springboard into the humor and kind of have the two coexist, right? The light and the dark need to coexist, and that, you know, the humor that comes from that, I find throughout my whole journey as a comedian, is it's so much more authentic, and it's so much more real and original. Like nobody can write what's coming from the inside of me and the way I see the world in my unique way and experience the world. And so, you know, I really hear so many parallels in what you're doing. And so tell me, Charlotte Fox, what's your next plan after you've dodged COVID and the world's gone back to normal? Tell me where.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like I feel very free here, which is completely liberating, you know, because we've all been locked down, and this kind of just the language of lockdown, you know, the language that we're being fed is very, you know, manipulative and very conditioning to the brain. So I've managed to really unwire and unhook from a lot of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, coronavirus is still present, but it's nowhere near as oppressive and forced upon people here. And I feel like it takes a certain level of like being able to unhook ourselves from the narrative that is happening through the media and through the government. So that takes a practice as well. Just like you're saying, the light and the dark, as much as you watch the news, there's a lot of darkness and negativity there. Are you counteracting it with amazing, abundant, positive, hilarious, you know, fun stuff? Nature, or just hug a tree, you know, like go to the woods, go to the nature where we're all from, like rather than watching Boris Johnson. Anyway, won't get too political. But yeah, so I plan to stay as free as I can, because I find when I'm in this, I need that freedom for my creativity, for my imagination as well, to just let it go there. And the more I do that, actually, it's kind of similar to what you're saying, the more I'm able to trust myself, and I can, conjure up that unique originality, which everybody wants to be original. There's so much saturated stuff on Instagram, or so much stuff has been done before. It's impossible to do something original. It's probably possible to create something, you know, kind of original or unique to you at least. So I'm kind of on that quest at the moment. I'm creating, I'm actually doing a master's in comedy writing.
What?
I'm starting that. Yeah. Taking it, taking it, you know, putting the hours in. And it's actually with a guy called Simon Nichols, I believe his last name is. He's a great guy, award-winning kind of writer, producer, and it's with Falmouth Flexible. So I can do 20 hours a week. So yeah,
we'll put that information into the chat box as well, so if anyone's interested in looking that course up, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. There's so many parallels, Charlotte Fox. Let's be friends forever. So you know, we're opening up a television studio retreat center. Are you aware of that? In Canada.
What?
Yeah, in White Rock. You should check out our website, hilarapy.com, and go to Hilarapy Studios. It's currently under construction, and we're going to have this amazing space. And I would love to have you come visit and do, because it's a retreat center. We're going to kind of mix things up, and you know, maybe we can kind of collaborate on some stuff and make some content and run some classes and just kind of spread that beautiful kind of mix of bringing humor into all these different areas of our lives. I'm going to have to cut this interview now, even though I could just carry on talking to you all afternoon.
Amazing.
You're
thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your light and love. Follow Charlotte
Blessings to
Fox.
everyone.
And
Follow the Fox.
Follow the Psychedelic Fox. See everything in the room. Thank you so much for coming today, and thank you for joining us on Lockdown with Lizzie. We love you, Charlotte, and peace be with you, my friend.